Clash of the Titans is officially over, and once again, the Pittsburgh Gods are victorious. We talked to our runner-up in our last interview, and Shackelford, we have the privilege of one of the Pittsburgh Gods with us today. Who do we have?
We have Josh Barbas. Josh, how you doing?
Not bad. Yourselves?
Oh, I'm doing well.
Doing great.
Well.
Appreciate you joining us here, man. So quite the tournament last weekend there.
Thanks.
Oh, definitely. Well, you obviously pretty humble in the response there, but taking that 1-0 overtime win, quite the accomplishment with that lineup that was there.
Yeah, it was a tight game. Obviously, the Hamilton Hayes is kind of an unknown team too to finish off the tournament with a mix of Montreal guys and Hamilton guys. So knowing what we were getting into was tough, but they played a pretty tight game, pretty much. Well, it was 1-0 game, so that kind of tells the story right there.
Yeah, well, we've seen the Gods, certainly, it seems like in a lot of championship games, save for maybe a couple, they really tighten up the defense, and we see a lot of these, 1-1 going into overtime or 5 overtimes that we saw in the one tournament there and stuff. But how is there a different mentality going into maybe a championship game versus maybe some of the early rounds?
That's a big point there. About the Gods, that's something where I see as something different, where we look at every game pretty much the same. So block shots, stuff like that. Some teams might start doing that in elimination rounds or championship rounds, but the Gods, we like to do it right off the get-go and get accustomed to it early. So that way there's not much adjustment coming into those games.
No, it's just kind of God's hockey at that point, huh? You're not changing anything, just playing your game?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's definitely God's hockey for sure.
No, I like it. And obviously Corey has that team on a winning mentality right now with the 4 majors back to back here. Pretty much rounding out the year. And how does, I just wanted to ask, because obviously being a Barbas and that heritage with the Niagara Rebels there, how does that differ from playing, with your brothers and cousins and then switching over to play with a team like the Gods?
Well, playing with my brothers and cousins is very similar to playing with the Gods. I mean, the Gods treat it as you're all family. I mean, me coming in as Canadian and the only Canadian on that team, they've always treated me like family, like a brother. So, to be honest, it's not much of an adjustment for me there as well. I fit pretty well right in, and that's due to their fact of how they run things.
We can definitely tell their culture around there is definitely a good, tight-knit group. And anytime we ever bring anybody from the Gods on, they always seem to give praise to, the goalie did all the work. Oh, if it wasn't for the boys blocking the shots. Oh, the pass was better than my goal. So, I mean, that speaks very, very highly for them, I would say.
The organization as a whole, they're all playing for each other. So, no, that's awesome. Yeah. Congrats there. I do have to ask, though, the Clash of the Titans was playing for money. So, what'd you do with the money?
We're actually, we spend that, it's a cliche answer again. Basically, we're going to use it for tournaments going forward, new gear, some new hoodies, stuff like that.
I like that.
Look good, play good.
Yeah, so again, it's the God's way. I mean, that's how we do it.
No, reinvest into the team, into the family. I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. I mean, you guys certainly put on one heck of a show. And, what is the preparation like for the Gods going into a tournament like this? Because I feel like a team, let's take for contrast Hamilton Hayes, kind of a newer team. Nobody really knows who they are. They end up showing up and playing great. Yeah. But for a more storied franchise like the Pittsburgh Gods, what are the weeks or months or whatever days leading up to a big tournament like this look like?
Well, as an out-of-town guy, I know Corey has them running practices every week, probably about, I think it's 2 months before the tournament. So they get a run in. Me personally, I do pretty much the same thing. We have leagues down here, so I'm playing usually twice a week up into the big tournaments, plus conditioning and all that. I stay pretty fit throughout the year. So again, it's not much different for tournament to tournament because there's quite a bit throughout the year. So, but the Gods, like I don't know too much because they're all from Pittsburgh, so I'm 4 hours away. So
Well, so
That's
then
an easy
I know
Sunday
they do their.
commute. Come on.
well,
I wish I could. Trust me, I would if I could.
Not to get you off there, but
if the wife and the kids would let me, I would.
well, fantastic. Well, so maybe a better question to ask is, how do they decide how you fit into the pieces of the puzzle? How do they decide who you're, paired up with and what lines and things like that?
That would probably come down to Corey. Corey's kind of the mastermind behind it all. Again, he's known me for 10 years or so. He's played against me. I played for them. So he's got a good feel for how I play. And then a lot of his players he's had since they were probably 14, 13 years old. So he knows them very well as well. So that comes down to him basically, and he'll mix match throughout the tournament goes too. So, I mean, if you're not clicking, you're not clicking.
No, and I mean, obviously Corey has his finger on his pulse about what's going on with the team, and with his heavy involvement against the matchups you're about to play, he's clearly coming in with an understanding where you guys are and what you need to do to hit that ground running.
Definitely.
But to kind of. Yeah, if you don't mind switching gears here a little bit, we would rather kind of switch over to talk about Josh Barbas and what he brings to the game and kind of his new role from, the Canadian player to Team USA coach.
Yeah. Well, so you had mentioned that you've known Corey for, what I think you said about 10 years. And we know that Corey is very heavily involved in all aspects of USA hockey, USA ball hockey, rather. So how did you kind of find yourself in more of a leadership role?
Well, I started playing in the ISBHF World Championships at 18. That was 2011. I started in Slovakia with Team Greece, and I've continued with them for the last 5 World Championships. So that'd be, the last one that just passed in June in Slovakia again was my 5th one. So I've been around. I played quite a bit of the men's ones. I never played the juniors, actually. So that'll be something new to me as well. But to play in the 5, I've captained Greece for the last 2 Worlds. So I'm getting used to kind of being the older guy actually now and being that leader role. And I'm assuming Corey's kind of got to know me, so he's learned who I am and how I do things. And he approached me before the U18 camps about the opportunity, and he knows I love the game of hockey, so he knew I would definitely be on board for it.
Oh, perfect. We're happy to welcome you to the south side of the border there.
Hey.
To the red, white, and blue.
Nothing wrong with the little stars and stripes action.
But, I mean, as far as the team, where it stands today versus where it needs to go for next summer, I know the rosters are out, but kind of what do the next 6 months look like for Team USA there?
Lots of hockey, lots of talking, lots of commitment. We got camp coming up December 28th. That'll be the first one as a team, so I'm really looking forward to seeing all the kids being like the first step on the floor for the first time as a team. That's when we'll start getting into the details of really kind of laying the foundation.
No, it sounds fantastic. And you mentioned, and this will be one played overseas. We've seen some tournaments that have, been in Europe, some that have been in Canada. Where are the boys going to have to travel to this time, and where are we going to be awarded our medals?
We'll be going to Visp, Switzerland, and they throw one hell of a tournament. From what I know, as the men's tournament was in Zug, Switzerland. It's a pretty crazy atmosphere there. So that's something that we'll have to actually get the kids used to as well.
Oh, definitely. And just from what I know of, Switzerland's more Central Europe. But that Central Europe, Eastern European ball hockey environment is absolutely insane. Mm-hmm. And I think Switzerland is actually invested in a new arena that this is going to be hosted in, so a brand new venue.
Yeah. I believe it's brand new this year. It might be open now. It might not even be open yet. I don't know the exact details, but I know it is a brand new facility.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to that. And obviously you're going to have to prep the kids for, packed arenas and packed stadiums to keep those nerves down. But Obviously, the next 6 months, whatever you guys need to do, we're pulling for the red, white, and blue there, and wish you luck in Switzerland.
Perfect. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, bud. Well, congratulations on a great tournament, and hopefully some great things to come. I think we need the men's team to step up and get some medals. It's been kind of ladies running the show here for the red, white, and blue. So hopefully you guys can set us on the right track, especially moving forward. I mean, I'm sure you're no stranger to it. I mean, we are big in this whole grow the game thing, and these U18 players are what's going to be echoed for years to come as they move up the ladder there. So there's hopefully no shortage of talent, and we do appreciate what you're doing for our country.
No problem. Anytime. It's awesome.
All right. Well, good to have you. We'll let you kind of get on with your evening here, and have a good rest of the week.
Perfect. Thank you. Thanks,
buddy.
guys.
All right. Thanks, Josh. And that was Josh Barbas with the Pittsburgh Gods. Obviously, a huge win for them, and continued dominance or championships within the majors rolling into 2019.
Absolutely. I mean, and it 100% begs the question, will the Pittsburgh Gods be the number 1 ranked team on ballhockey.com?
Well, we're going to find out, but 4 in a row?
I mean, they've been knocking down top talent across the board, and I don't see an end in sight. They're a Sunday team, and that's a lot to contend with. Obviously, a lot of teams have given them a run for their money, but yet to be successful. So we'll have to wait and see. But a couple more tournaments on the books here coming up for this upcoming season and stuff like that. So there's a lot to be played out.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what the future brings. But again, congratulations to the Pittsburgh Gods, Hamilton Hayes, and a huge thank you to everybody at ballhockey.com and hosting such a great tournament. Again, this is Ryan Shackelford.
Eric Mock.
Appreciate you guys joining us. We'll see you next time.